Welcome to a special edition of Clash of the Podcast. I am Conrad Cushman, representing Everything Pro Wrestling. He is Sean Hubbard, this way, Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. I'm used to being on that side. And down below us, Jesse Carter, representing the Pro Wrestling Shoot. We are going to be talking WWE Bash in Berlin. We might even get into some AEW topics. We're going to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about and whatever we want to talk about. So sit back, get your drink on. It's going to be a nice, chill Thursday night. Sean, host this thing.
Let's go, man. Ready to rock and roll. Can't say Conrad dropped that thing because we don't have that tonight. But we're going to drop some science on you guys right quick as we get ready for Bash in Berlin coming up this Saturday afternoon. Right, Saturday afternoon in the States. Saturday morning where Jesse's at. And we're really fired up about it. And it should be a good show. Like, honestly, let's just jump right into this thing. Like, I admit, like, to all the viewers of Clash of the Podcast, we appreciate you being here. We're going to get into comments right quick in a moment. But for those of you guys that know me, like, I have a lot of issues with World Wrestling Entertainment. A lot of issues with World Wrestling Entertainment. But lately, I feel like the show has been getting better. I'm still not a big fan. I still think AEW is the better brand, but WWE has gotten better. Like acts like the Judgment Day, the CM Punk Drew McIntyre saga, with obviously that little sprinkle of Seth Rollins always on the horizon. When he's going to come back, we'll never know. It's been getting better, but the problem is for every Judgment Day, for every Terror Twin, for every CM Punk Drew McIntyre, there's the elephant in the room, Jey Uso. There's the elephant in the room of things like the tag team division. There's the elephant in the room of the women's tag team division. There's some major issues that's still there. But I just want to throw it to Jesse for our first commentary of the afternoon, of the evening, and just say, like, it has gotten a little better, Jess. I got to admit that.
Well, first and foremost, man, thank you for the opportunity of coming on your show once again.
Absolutely.
Man, it's a pleasure to be here, as always. Yeah, man, I think wrestling has been getting better all across the spectrum. It's not just WWE.
Mm-hmm.
If you tuned into All In, this past Saturday, Sunday, sorry, what a phenomenal show, right? It was last year too. I stood with Conrad. We did the review for All In last year. I thought it was fun, man. But this year, it felt different. I felt like everything was finally falling into place for All Elite Wrestling. WWE, I've always stand on business when it comes to WWE right now. I feel like WWE is obviously, white hot in the movement that they're doing. Right. There's a lot of good things they're doing, but, it can easily be argued that there's a lot of bad things that they do as well, as any wrestling promotion or any television show at that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, wrestling's killing the game right now. And that's what you love to see, right? Like you want to see wrestling good on all fronts. TNA, man, sold out crowd, right? So it's great.
Emergence tomorrow night. And by the way, a big contest tonight for all the people that are watching. One of you guys will have the opportunity to win on behalf of Clash of the Podcast the code to watch for free this coming October, TNA's biggest pay-per-view of the year, Bound for Glory. So we thank you guys for watching tonight, and that's going to be our little thank you that we're going to give you guys at the end of the evening. Conrad, elephant in the room, second elephant in the room. Why are there only 5 matches on the show? And why does that seem to be a consistent theme in WWE outside of WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series?
The money's too good. It's working. If you don't have to do it, why do it? I think that's the approach that they're taking with it. And listen, you better ask me, do you want business Conrad to answer or do you want fan Conrad to answer? Because fan Conrad doesn't like 5 matches on main roster cards. It worked for NXT. I saw someone do so it was cool when NXT did it, but it's not cool when the main roster does it. I'm like, well, there's a difference, fam. There's a big difference. You can't just all of a sudden forget about like 80% of your roster. They're just sitting there and they're like, why am I here? What am I doing? The doubt has to creep in if you're and I don't want to say someone's name. I almost did. if you're someone like Humberto or Angel Garza, you just re-signed with this company. Why am I never on the PLEs? Like, do you see value in me? Oh no, Monday Night Raw is when we're pushing you. Well, what does that mean though?
Right.
Like, what is that getting me? How do you get to the next level? These guys are going to wonder this. There's a way to do progression. And I'm not saying it's game over for them or anything like that, but it is interesting to see it. And like I said, they're doing 2-hour pre-shows. What's on the pre-show? Sean, Jesse, what's on there? Honestly, I skip them now. They've made them essentially worthless. I'm like, no match, peace, I'm gone. And I'm just sitting back and I'm like, I'd rather just wait until the show starts.
I like that they're doing specific interviews and stuff before that, but other than that, yeah, I mean, it's not like, you know, hey, tune into the pre-show to get these 3 matches or anything like that. So, but there's some stuff on the pre-show that I enjoy, I guess. It's not like a must-see by any means. It's not something that you can't catch on Twitter or something later when they show these interviews. But my argument has always been, look, if you have as big of a roster as WWE, I feel like this would be fuel to the fire. Almost like, yo, this fires me up to do better on Monday Night Raw, better on SmackDown, show them that I deserve this pay-per-view. But at the same time, I mean, if you get 14 matches on a WWE card, they better be as good as what you've seen on something like All In.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? So if it's 5 good matches, you know, and they're 5 entertaining matches, I don't really have a problem with it. But, you know, we're not always getting 5 good matches, right? There's always at least one stinker out of the bunch. But I don't know, man. That's kind of where I stand on it. If you have 14 matches in WWE, not only are you sitting there longer, but, I mean, at the same time, we all know that WWE wants to show their commercials, their ads, their...
Every 5 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, that's just the kind of product that WWE is, right? So, AEW, though, like... So I heard on Clash of the Podcast, I was listening, by the way. I listen to every show. Big fan. Clash of the Podcast. Guys, best podcast in the world. Continue to support this. Anyway, I was listening to you say that you didn't like the graphics popping up on All In. And that was one of the things that I disagreed with. I was like, yo, this is kind of dope because this lets me know, hey, right now I'm getting this match. Don't go anywhere. This match is happening.
Okay.
And then at the same time, when the graphics didn't pop up, it was like almost like, oh, okay, that graphic didn't pop up. What's about to happen?
Chris Jericho. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, 100%, man. The Young Bucks. Out.
That's awesome. Let's get into some of these comments right quick. Clown is in the building. Always loyal. Appreciate you. Says, good evening, everyone. Mike Feezy asking about my mom. Mom is doing good. Mom's been doing good for a while. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. Mike Feezy also offering get well wishes to myself. Temperature is broken. Thank you. Very happy about that. Back to about 80%. Who's up next? Oh, Mike Feezy with a hot take for this coming weekend. He says that he feels like Ludwig Kaiser will turn on Gunther. Okay. Doug in the building. He says another Monday. Wait, no, it's Thursday. Oh well, still a school day. Teach me. I'm gonna teach you how to do it. Teach you how to do it. Hey. Swag is back, yo. Swag is back because I'm feeling better. Conrad letting everybody know we're about to come on the air. Lunatic 50 is in the building. He says, hi, Conrad, Jesse, James. Shout out to James of Pro Wrestling Shoot. Make sure you check out that bum.
Don't shout out that bum.
Make sure you check out Jesse and James every Tuesday night on the East Coast. I believe it's 8 p.m. Am I right?
Yeah.
8 p.m. on the East Coast.
8 p.m. on the East Coast, 5 p.m. Pacific time. The best in the world at what they do as it relates to WWE video games, period, and pro wrestling. They're super talented. So big shout out to them. Mike Feezy giving Conrad a shout out. Much deserved. Lunatics in the building saying, hey, Conrad, are you going to be on the video segment as well or just partaking in the chat like us? He is the co-host of the show. What are you talking about? We appreciate you, man. Lunatics in the building. We appreciate you being here. M. Leezy Fo Sheezy. Hello. Good evening, everyone. Hope you had a good day. Hope you're feeling better, Hubs. I am feeling much better. M. Leezy, thank you very much. God bless you, my friend. Gabe is in the building. He says, "What up, party people? What up to you, Gabe? Appreciate you being here, man." Um, Mike Feezy wishing everybody a good evening. Lunatic giving another shout out to Jesse. And Leezy saying good evening to Mike. Jesse himself letting everybody know he's in the building, saying what's good. Big shout out to Jesse from Mike Feezy. Joe Compton in the building. He says, "Yo, chat, what's up? Appreciate you being here, Joe. Thank you for being here. We appreciate your presence."
Latest guest on the Pro Wrestling Shoot, Joe Compton. Shout out to you, man.
Yeah,
That's
Joe, I better see a Pro Wrestling Shoot T-shirt too, man. I gotta see that receipt.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
I made sure to tag them to our T Public store in the Discord today. Better be some people rocking some Pro Wrestling Shoot, not just a symbol up in here. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Keeping a stack up in here, man. Mike Feezy saying Triple H booking is I think probably meant to say basic. I agree to an extent. Hi Joe from Conrad. M. Leezy saying good evening to Jesse, or good evening to Jesse. Clown once again has commentary. He says, "Is there actually any surprise that can happen on Saturday besides Jaden Belair getting the titles back at this point by numbers? I don't see many surprises on the horizon, because you also have to remember we don't know who's making the trip, so you have to remember that also. AEW was awesome. We're going to get into AEW, Mike Feezy. M. Leezy says they're finally making Bronson Reed a monster heel that's getting over. Yes, make sure you check out Hubbanomics Volume 14. I break down everything Bronson Reed. Really excited about that. I keep saying Brunson. I think that's a Freudian slip, because Jalen Brunson, New York Knicks, coming up in October. Championship time. Sorry, I digress. Clown says KO may turn heel, but it will be after he loses. I agree. I think he's going to snap after he loses. We're going to get into that soon. Conrad reminding to enjoy both. I enjoy both about AEW and WWE. I'm assuming, right, Conrad?
Correct.
Mike Feezy says AEW is getting better than WWE. Better than WWE? I don't know, but getting better for sure. Lunatic says, "What up, Joe Compton?" Jesse with a big shout out to Lunatic, and Conrad saying use Clash BFG to enter the contest. Yes, make sure you do that to be eligible to possibly win. Obviously, another shout out from Jesse to Joe. Mike Feezy says support wrestling still. Teach me how to Dougie's talking about the giveaway. Joel, our friend Joel, says yo, appreciate you.
Hey, do I count?
Huh?
Do I count? I put the comment in.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Why not? Sure.
I'm trying to watch this show.
I don't think our viewers would mind one of the hosts getting the code. No problem. It's all good.
Forget them.
TP Dougie says, "How big is the room with all these elephants?" Hey, listen, don't mock me, man. Don't mock me. I'm talking about elephants. It is what it is. McKinney in the building, here to talk some wrestling with some of the realists in the game. Let's go, McKinney. We appreciate you as always. Doug putting up the hashtag, and Leezy talking about the PLEs that aren't the main big ones or the modern version of In Your House. That's a tremendously accurate assessment. We're going to get back to the comments very shortly, but let's jump into this card right quick. By the way, as I'm going through the comments, Conrad, Jesse, I'm noticing how many there are, which is a blessing, which shows that people are watching. I am thrilled. You guys know I'm never taking for granted, the viewership. I thank each and every one of you guys from the bottom of my heart. So with that being said, oh boy, one of the most poorly executed divisions in all of pro wrestling. The women's tag team division of World Wrestling Entertainment. Are you shaking your head with disgust? Or are you shaking your head because you disagree?
No, it's bad. It's bad. It should have went away years ago.
There you go. Okay. We're on the same page. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I felt like Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill should have won and become the never-ending Women's World Tag Team Champions, then facing each other as champions, a la Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, WrestleMania 21. That's how I felt this should have played out. I predicted that when they won the titles. Little did they know that they'd lose the title weeks later, a couple months later, whatever it may be. Haven't been champions since, and now finally get their championship opportunity to run it back. Go right ahead, bro.
Yo, you might be onto something. That could be a way for them to get rid of these titles.
To get rid of them? Okay.
They hold down paper pretty well. I don't know. Pretty good paperweights.
I'm just saying, because I mean, realistically, that's the only tag team that's believable. Am I wrong in saying that? That's the only women's tag team that we have that's believable at the moment, right?
Well, in my mind, the answer would be yes. I mean, considering how they had them lose, and Unholy Union's been champions for 2 months, I guess not in WWE's mind.
I think the division would be better without them in it, but you need them in it for their star power. Because at least then you'd have some variety within the division with who would be champion. But
I also think he's onto something, because that would be entertaining. I feel if you have them win the titles now, don't have them lose it. Feud with the titles, they could. I never even thought about that. Yeah. That would actually be pretty interesting to me. I don't know, but then after that, just get rid of those titles, man.
Yeah, I mean, I felt that's the way they should go down along. Like when they won the titles, how Conrad helped me or Jesse could help me. When did they win the titles initially?
WrestleMania, right?
No, they were a 6-woman tag.
Backlash.
So was it Backlash? Yes, Backlash.
Oh, okay.
When they won the titles at Backlash, I said they would be never-ending tag champions and wrestle at WrestleMania. That can still happen. It's, what is it? September almost. Okay, so you're talking about September, October, November, December, January, February. They can have the titles for 7 months and face each other as champions. It'll mean something because they'll be the first ever women's tag team champions, whatever lineage that may mean. And like I said, they can run it back like Eddie and Ray did back in 21, which was dope.
Yeah.
You know, but either way, the Unholy Union, Alba, and
did they only keep the titles for like a month? Well,
when was Clash of the Castle?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
I think they might have made it through 2 pay-per-views.
I think it was 2.
WWE has so many pay-per-views, I lose track now.
You're not alone. But either way,
I didn't even know Bash was this Saturday. I'm not even going to watch Bash, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah. Well, no, I can't. I'm going to be on a vacation, a much needed getaway.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
nice.
Going to my happy place in the Pacific Northwest, and I couldn't be more thrilled. But I will watch, Bash after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
I just won't be watching that live.
Fair enough. Have fun, man. You and the family. So Alba and Dawn will defend the women's tag team. I'm almost embarrassed with this kind of like passe way that I'm not happy with the division. Conrad, am I alone? I'm very disgusted with the way they've handled this division, almost for like the entire time.
I'm excited about Pure Fusion Collective. There's a lot to be looking forward to. I'll be honest with you. I think that it's been a major.
I gotta put you on, Jesse. Oh, by the way, Snap Famous, the T-shirt is available on Hubbard Wrestling Weekly Threadless. So basically, the logic is this, Jess. You ever see somebody in an airport?
Bro, I'm a regular listener to your show.
Okay, no,
I know what
your face.
No. I was like, when Conrad was like, I'm looking forward to.
Oh.
That's me trying to be polite. Listen, the women's tag division is in shambles, kind of. They're trying to put some stuff together. It's just not working. Like, Sean, we've said this since the beginning. Episode 1, go back. Damage Control ain't it, man. It ain't it. They've been really trying to force this, and I'm like, it's not working. I don't know if they wanted people to search WWE Damage Control, and then they were like, oh, look, nothing bad's really going on over here. It's a wrestling group. I don't know. Maybe that's like them playing search engine optimization games, but the women's division just needs some work. I don't know how to make it interesting or to get it popping. I really don't.
Well, I think we should just jump into what we think. I'm going to start by saying I think that Bianca and Jade, I should say, regain the women's tag team championship and hopefully are the never-ending women's tag team champions and face each other at WrestleMania.
Yo, there's 5 matches on this card, right?
Yes, sir.
Why can't I find a damn graphic anywhere?
I have them all somewhere.
Man, send me that real quick.
Hold on.
I'm trying to remember what's all even on this card.
Where do you want me to send it?
I know we got Gunther and oh man,
Gunther and Randy
Yeah. Randy, and then we got
Terror Twins and Judgment Day.
Judgment Day.
Cody and KO and
Cody
Drew
and
and
KO.
CM Punk.
Yeah, that's match of the night already. Can we just cut it short? Cut it short right now. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, strap match of the night. Right?
I'm glad you brought that up because I'm going to Gunther versus Randy Orton because where I'm at right now is that first of all, give me your prediction on the women's tag match.
It's got to be Jade.
Right.
Jade. If it's not Jade and Bianca, it's a huge mistake.
Right.
It's a huge mistake to take the titles off of them.
Conrad.
And new.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to Gunther versus Randy. You know why? Because I'm going to the matches that have the least chance of surprising us. And there's no way that Gunther is not walking out of Berlin as still the World Heavyweight Champion. I think it's going to be a technically strong match. I think they're going to pretty much run it back the way they ran it back at King of the Ring. And I think Gunther's going to be victorious, cleanly victorious, with no shoulders up this time. That's why I'm at with it. Your thoughts?
Yeah, they're gonna do the thing. I don't really have much to say about this. It's just we shouldn't be in this position. Is how I feel. Go correct the wrong that you did. And listen, Sean, we know why they made this change, right? Clash at the Castle. Drew was losing. Everyone who was from like Europe was losing that night, and they were like, "We can't have everyone lose." Jade, Bianca, you guys can lose this match without being pinned. It's that simple. Give them a nice little reign, surprise some people. Oh, I didn't see that coming, even though we did, but
I didn't.
Yeah,
I honestly didn't. I was shocked. I was like, why would you do that? Like, where are we going to go now? You know, like, I don't know. Jade's that person you don't want to mess that booking up on, right?
Well, she's in a tag team. I felt like to cool her down from the main. Like, I think people were like fatigued on her long title run. She stayed in the main world title picture, and they were like, all right, let's cool her down. They've done it, but now people are like, she's better than this. What are they doing?
Jesse, give me a compelling argument that Randy Orton will become the 15-time world champion on Saturday.
I can't.
Of course you can't, because this is predictable pay-per-view.
Yeah, well, listen, I said it was a mistake putting that world title on Gunther, man. You shouldn't have done it already. Should have waited. That should have waited. I feel like you should have kept it on Damian, but I digress. But yes.
Conrad, tell me why being predictable is okay.
Predictability is a good thing because it means you're thinking logically. There is a logical way to see things with this. Sean, this is going to be a catalyst to another story that's going to take us.
I'm tired of paying my hard-earned money. I'm tired of paying my hard-earned money for storyline scoochers. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of paying my hard-earned money to watch Monday Night Raw on pay-per-view.
What is a scoocher?
Scooch. You ever seen your baby? We're all fathers. You ever seen your baby scooch across the floor?
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing a new definition. You know, these kids got hip language today.
Oh,
hey.
Aura. Watch the Aura.
Yeah.
New t-shirt over on T Public, yeah.
What, scooch?
Scoochers?
Scooching the storyline?
Yeah, scooching the storyline. Quit scooching the storyline.
No, but I'm tired of seeing Raw on Saturdays and Sundays, bro. Because that's what this is. That's what this is.
Yo, hey, let's be real. Raw has been actually pretty good lately.
It has been. No argument.
I would say that Raw is even better than some of these pay-per-views at times. That's crazy to think, but I don't know.
No, touche. But the bottom line is Gunther's going to walk in world champion and walk out world champion. There's no rhyme or reason. And you know what? And I'm going to the next most predictable match of the night. I'm going to Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. Because there's no way Cody Rhodes is walking out without the undisputed WWE Championship. And we all know that Kevin Owens is the only thing that matters as far as what's going to happen as far as any kind of surprise. Will he turn on? So I'm not even going to ask who's going to win the match. We know who's going to win the match. I'm not even going to waste you see, I'm feeling better, right? We're not going to sit up here and worry about who's going to win the match. We know who's going to win the freaking match, right? Does Cody Rhodes, I'm starting with you, Conrad. Jesse, jump right in afterwards. Does Kevin Owens turn on Cody Rhodes? And if he does, during the match or after?
No. No, I think it's a fake tease. You don't spend all that time on TV. Look at Kevin Owens and how he turned on everybody. I like that they did the video package. There's kids out there that Sean. I listened to a Sean interview recently. He said, "Me and Triple H, when we start thinking about things, sometimes we're like, what about that 10-year-old that's just sitting on the couch that doesn't know wrestling like a lot of the older fans? What are they going to think when they see this? What do you want them to visually see? They are telling you Kevin Owens is a bad man. He has turned on many people. They're laying it on too thick for people to see. This isn't the turn. The turn is going to come from somewhere else, out of nowhere, and that's the one where people are like, oh, now we're finally getting it. And it's the legacy vibes will come back for people like us. The new kids will be like, oh, I can't believe Randy did that. You offered him a title shot and not me. There's little story breadcrumbs, I said on AEW yesterday. Mm-hmm. Breadcrumbs are being laid out here. Now, their breadcrumb trails are longer here. It's like, okay, I got it. That's the issue with WWE. I got it, bro. Move along. But they're setting the story. They're going to be good until the end of the year, I think, once they have Orton turn and they got themselves a nice feud here. From Bad Blood all the way, probably, like I said, till the Rumble if they want it.
Jess, jump in.
So I love long-term stories, right? Like true long-term stories.
We
like
know.
What we're doing with like the bloodline and everything else like that. I love that.
Yeah, we know.
But the problem with those are, especially when there's a title on the line, right? Like Cody's the champion. It puts Cody in that position to where people are, slandering this boy's name. Like this is a boring champion. This and that, it is what it is. But it's like what Conrad said. They're laying on those breadcrumbs too thick, and you already know. Like predictability is good, but I always argue with Conrad as well that it can be bad. Mm-hmm. This is one of those instances where it's like, like we know Cody's winning. I'm a Cody fan, but it's like we know, you know what I mean? Like this is just another match under his belt. And he's going to move on to another match until he gets to either The Rock or Roman, right? Like that's the end goal. That's the end game. Mm-hmm. Personally, nobody wants to see Roman in the main event at WrestleMania again. I don't think anybody would argue that, right? Like, do you want to see Cody Roman 3 at Mania again? That's like going back to Brock and Roman days, right? I personally want to see The Rock and Cody.
Yes, sir.
And I think that The Rock could be the one to take the title off him. I don't think that Cody needs a 2-year reign. Because if you keep this going, to where we're going to see predictable match after predictable match, then yeah, Cody's going to continue to get slandered. His title run will be tainted because it's the boredom. It's not that it's tainted because I feel like he's going up against good opponents.
True.
But what's going to happen. So it ruins that for the viewer. Right? Like just like Randy Orton and Gunther, So that's the problem with the long-term storytelling when it involves a championship. And that's just what we get.
Well said. So does KO turn on Cody?
I thought so, but now Conrad's making sense. So I might have to agree with Conrad right there because Randy Orton is the one that the people want to see come back and face Cody with the whole legacy and yeah. I'm gonna have to agree with Conrad. Now I don't think he will.
Okay, fair enough. I hope he does because that's the only thing that'll be entertaining about the match.
Can I stick up for Cody for a second?
Yes, please.
Sure.
Yes, please, Conrad. Do it.
I'm about to tell you, it's about to be opposite day up in here, Jesse. I gotta tell you, it's not Cody's fault why Cody's booked badly. Cody's not the booker. Who did this draft, bro? I hate the draft, and I will always stand on this. Why is SmackDown doo-doo butter every single week? Why is it that I see the Street Profits once a month? They're a top-tier tag team. I don't know. I haven't seen them in 4 weeks. What is this, dude? They do this stuff every week. Cody Rhodes is over there. Who are the top heels he's supposed to face? Tell me who. There's no one there. They're all on Raw. This is why Raw's the best show you have, because everybody's on Raw. CM Punk. The Rock doesn't even come back to SmackDown at the time. He's on Raw. Like, I don't get it. He whooped Cody on Raw. Cody's probably wish he never won the title because he should be on Raw. I don't understand this. It makes no sense why you did Cody like this. USA is probably like, why did we pick up this show for this money, but we wouldn't have anything, so we kind of need this, but do better booking for Cody. Like, I don't get it. I just don't understand why they did it the way they did.
One thing I can't stand about WWE is they're always, it's either one or the other, right? Like either Raw's on top or SmackDown's on top. You remember just last year?
It's never like this.
Just last year, Raw sucked.
Yes, it did.
SmackDown was the show to watch. Now this year it's Raw. You know what I mean? Because they're aiming towards that Netflix deal. I've never understood like why we couldn't have a balance of the two, a good balance. Maybe that's the talent involved, or maybe that's the booking. Either way, like there shouldn't be an A and B show. I hate the draft. I hate the draft. These shows should tie into each other. They should complement one another. Like I seen Raw, this happened. Man, I can't wait to see the backlash on SmackDown this Friday, right? That's what it should be, but we don't have that. And hashtag what draft? I'm with you, Conrad.
Hashtag what draft indeed. That shirt is coming, by the way, in the works. I'm very serious. So we all know that Cody Rhodes is going to retain the Undisputed Championship. We're going to talk about the Terror Twins versus the Judgment Day next, and then we're going to take a little break, go through some comments, and then we're going to jump into the main event in my mind, CM Punk versus Drew. So listen, let me start by saying this. For all the problems that WWE has had in my mind, I have to say the Judgment Day storyline has progressed very nicely. I'm very impressed with whoever has the book as it relates to the way this storyline has progressed over the last couple of months. Liv Morgan is doing the best work of her career. Dom Mysterio has become, in my opinion, a top 5 heel in the company, if not higher than that. Damian Priest, I find myself cheering for this guy. I mean, he looks like $1 million. All of a sudden, he's starting to talk more. His energy's better. His crowd participation is better. Rhea Ripley has always been good, and she's getting nothing but better. I love, the fact that Carlito is starting to be more involved. I still think that he should have ended up hanging out with the Terror Twins. I think that would have been more impact for him in his career, but it's all good. I'm actually even starting to like JD McDonough. He's starting to grow on me. Across the board, this Judgment Day Terror Twins saga, I think it still needs a little more sauce. Don't ask me what I think it would be. Maybe Jey Uso interacting with Rhea Ripley more, considering that's what the fans have been clamoring for. Maybe that's a little extra sauce. But then again, you know how Triple H does with Jey Uso. I'm not going to get started on that because I'm having a good day. But this storyline has been the most intriguing storyline in the company over the past 2 months, 3 months. I'm very impressed and I'm shocked. So with that being said, and I'm gonna throw it to Jesse next. I'm gonna say that the Terror Twins are victorious. No, I take that back. I think Liv and Dom are victorious. I think Liv and Dom are gonna be victorious. I think that's the way it's gonna play out. Jess, what say you?
I agree. It's going to be Liv and Dom. It has to be Liv and Dom. Like they need to have some credibility under their wings. I love this storyline, man. I love it. And yeah, you're right. I have grown on Damian Priest over the last few. Even when he was a heel and a part of the Judgment Day, I started liking him. I picked him over Gunther. I said, no, you got to keep it. Like there was a better storyline there. In my opinion, there was a better storyline there that he couldn't win by himself. Like I kind of liked what they were going with on that. You know what I mean? It's got to be frustrating in the mind of, I can't seem to keep people away from ringside, and every victory that I've had is tainted. I like that. So I wish they wouldn't have pulled the trigger on Gunther, but plus now how are you going to take the title off of Gunther? I mean, I don't know. It's just weird, but this storyline is definitely one of the best things that is on WWE television right now.
No doubt.
Kudos to Liv, man. Like I've never really liked Liv.
Neither have I.
Ever. And I've always thought that Rhea Ripley was a star, but I think Liv is outshining her right now. Dom, we already know, man. Like the kid is just he's got it, man. He's got the heat, he's got the care, he's got the charisma. And I'm happy for Damian. Like he's getting over as a babyface. Good stuff all around.
Dom, throwing it to you, Conrad. Dom has got a little swagger on him now. I'm like, yo, this kid is good.
It's them spicy tendies, right? I hate when he says tendies.
It's something spicy. It ain't the tendies though. But go ahead, Conrad.
I feel opposite of you.
Hold on, real quick. Is he still? He's not called Dirty Dom anymore, right?
I think people still do.
Well, no. I mean, they're referring to him as the Dom.
Oh, here he goes.
Really?
Yeah,
I must have missed that I wasn't feeling well, so I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, they're referring to him as the Dom. Dirty Dom was with Rhea. Is all that kinky?
I thought it was Daddy Dom.
Yeah, maybe that's what they call him now. Maybe that's it. But
I heard it referred to as the Dom, like the
Dom. The Dom is kind of corny. I hope you're wrong.
I don't know.
I'm feeling that because Dirty Dom is dope, but I digress. The point is the kid is on fire right now.
Yeah, it's a lot of kink language. I'll just leave it at that. Kids, don't Google that. So looking at this, I don't know. I don't agree with you guys on who's going to win this. I think it's going to be Rhea and Priest. I think this is where Rhea can get her revenge on Dom, and it makes sense. Like, it's a mixed tag match. She gets what she gets out of it, and this could be how she earns her. Liv Morgan, you have to give me a title shot here. So I will take the baby faces for the win, and then this will catapult Priest to the match he wants, which is with Finn Balor. And maybe this will all happen at the next pay-per-view. Or, excuse me, PLE.
There comes that predictability, Conrad. See, this is where I think it's a bad idea. You know what I mean? Because predictability isn't always good. Like, do something that surprises me. This whole show can't be like that, right? Like, you can't do a whole show of predictable matches and just be like, oh, hey, predictability's great.
Listen,
like, no, dude.
Listen, I'm in a WWE prediction league that someone who listens to the podcast runs, and I was like, sure, I'll play along in this. I am doing very well on the WWE side of things. AEW, not so much. Sometimes I get stuff wrong here and there, but WWE, I'm doing very well this year.
Right? Who the hell called Jack effing Perry to be the next challenger for Bryan Danielson?
I saw a couple people, but
give me a break.
That's kind of ridiculous. I agree. Before we get into CM Punk versus Drew, let's get in a couple more of these comments. Everybody's kind of chiming in. Going back a little bit, M. Leezy says 2-hour pre-show, blah, blah, blah. Mike Feasy talking about the NXT women's division is fire. I agree. Conrad, I am more into the press conference. Conrad, don't be like that. You're right.
No, I was referring to that was back during the pre-show talk.
No, I'm saying I agree with you. M. Leezy putting his hat in the ring. Gabe saying the pre-shows are nothing like the Sunday night heats. Yo, that's facts. Back in the day, Sunday night heat was fire, bro. Fire. Anna, nice to have you here. She says, hey, Sean, Everything Pro Wrestling, and Jesse, welcome to the show. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe here to Everything Pro Wrestling and to the Pro Wrestling Show. Welcome. And Lizzie says, agrees the press conferences are more interesting. McKinney says, the free-for-alls back in the day were when they put on for the pre-show. Nowadays, back in the day, free-for-all, WrestleMania 12, the Body Donnas became the new tag team champions by beating the Godwins. Make sure you look into that. 1996, me and Conrad were young whippersnappers of 10 years old, and probably, Conrad 9, me 10. Conrad giving Anna a shout-out. Conrad giving
Anna.
That's what's up. Mike Feasy says, support all I support all channels. We appreciate you.
Anna.
That's what's up. Shout out to Anna from that's what's up. Oh my gosh, that's Anna from Jesse. Lunatic says, wow, Conrad, you're right. Preach that gospel, Conrad. I agree with your rhetoric. There's always there's ways to do progression. Okay. Lunatic says, Sean H, praying for you and your mom. Thank you, man. God bless you, brother. Mom is doing great now. Thank you, guys. Mom is doing great, and I am on the road to recovery. Would not be doing this show tonight if I was on the road to recovery, so thank you. HWWeekly, appreciate you being here, man. Mike Feely says, evil doesn't live here. That's a fact. McKinney says, PLE, expensive. In your house shows, the big 4 or 5 PLEs are the ones we want to be worried about missing as a talent. International talent gets pushed at home for show. Australia, Scotland, Europe. Sound assessment. Sound assessment. Mike Feezy says, I plan to buy merchandise from Jesse tomorrow. There you go, Jess. Mike Feezy says Bronson Reed is a beast. That is a fact. Mike Feezy with the Clash. No, I'm gonna give a shout out. But Jesse put up the Clash BF Chief hashtag HGW as well. Mike Feezy says slam the like button. Appreciate that.
Hey, let me stop you right there too.
Absolutely.
Guys, if you're in the chat, make sure you're watching the whole thing too, man. We got to get my boy monetized over here on Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. Like this is a plead to the chat. If you love what they do over on Clash of the Podcast, Sean deserves to be monetized. Hashtag monetize Sean's channel. Let's get that rolling. We got to get him some watch hours, guys. Stay for the whole thing. Like the video. Share it to a friend. Let's get more people in here.
God bless you, Chris. I appreciate it.
Cheap plug. Sorry.
No, I appreciate that. Humble. Appreciate you, brother. Clown says, did Jacob give up the tag titles because WWE can't pay off every country to allow him to travel it? Let's stop right. That's a really good question. What do you got? Do you think that was just storyline, or do you think there was some real life behind that? That's a really good question by Clown.
I have a theory.
Give it to me.
They don't want Jacob in the ring too often because they're going to keep him special, because the match with Solo is the match that we're going to get first, but that's not the match people want. It's Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns. This gives Roman another match. Jesse was just talking about he doesn't have many matches left that people want to see in his belt. You've added another one. Jacob Fatu, John Cena. Jacob Fatu is going to be the hot commodity soon here for people.
Could you imagine if Jacob won the title from Cody?
Oh my God! And
then that started off the Bloodline Civil War. Like, hey, you weren't ever the tribal chief, man. You couldn't beat Cody.
Oh my God!
Look what I got here. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Put me in the booking room sometimes.
M. Leezy says Bianca and Jade should have already been tag team champions and try to build the division. I agree. Mike Feezy says Jay Uso, future IC. I hope so, but I don't believe they're ever going to pull the trigger on that guy.
See what that is?
Talk to me.
You're poking the bear, Mike. Stop.
Yes. Good intentions from Mike Feezy, but another good comment from Lunatic. Thank you. He says, hey Sean, why is Jey Uso still underrated? Yet boring Cody Rhodes still the center. It's Cody hater, and I am proud of it. Cody is not trash, but I do think that Jay deserves better. Hashtag Jey Uso for world champion. Check my Twitter. I am never going to stop.
Almost everybody should stay in the live chat to watch the whole thing. Almost everybody.
Everybody almost. I hear that, man. M. Leezy says the money match, Jade versus Bianca. That's a fact. McKinney with some more insight. He says the women's tag team division should be like a never-ending tournament, but at every other PLE, they have a match for the titles, but you need to be able to present them to each show, NXT especially. Okay. Mike Feezy says Bianca versus Jade is a dream match. Mike says, right, and talking to Matt, agrees. Matt says, I'll be honest, I'm interested more with NXT No Mercy than Bash. How do you feel about that, Jess?
Well, with everything that's going on with TNA, shout out to Rosemary too. Mm-hmm. Phenomenal. Really excited that she got to be showcased on something else. You know what I mean? Like that's really cool. I am excited for No Mercy. I'm actually excited for Bound for Glory. Like I'm excited to see if WWE returns the favor. You know what I mean? Like I understand that they're helping them out with, publicity and more tickets being sold. That's great. But, we need a big star over there. Like send a big star over to TNA, help this promotion out. So I'm excited for both NXT No Mercy and Bound for Glory, probably more than Bash in Berlin, if I'm being honest.
Well said. What about Emergence on tomorrow night? TNA?
No.
Not really. Okay, fair enough.
Bound for Glory, I know, is like their big show. I'm not the biggest TNA fan, and I'm not going to go out of my way to watch TNA, but that's just because, it's just not for me. Like I've chalked it up. I'm not going to say anything bad about the company. because
it's dope. I agree. Yeah, but it's dope they sold out tomorrow night.
That's amazing. I'm super happy for them. Like that, and that needs to keep happening. But I will be excited if we see something big happen at Emergence tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, send somebody over there worthwhile. And I'm not talking about NXT talent. I'm talking about send some main roster people.
Yes. Talk your talk, brother.
Send Cody Rhodes. Send him over there. Why not?
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that's just kind of where I'm at. I understand Cody might not show up tomorrow just because, Bash in Berlin, but Bound for Glory.
Send Jey Uso.
Anybody from the main roster right now. That's a big name. Household name. Send them.
Yeah.
Help these guys out.
I love it. Mike Feezy says Cody's booking is lackluster. Yeah. Supergirl in the building. Never been here before. We appreciate you being here. Make sure you subscribe. We're so happy to have you here. Look at all this love for Supergirl. We appreciate you being here. Mike Feezy says Randy turns heel. Clown says 4-corner strap match. Yawn. I guess not a fan. Of course, big shout out from Jesse to Supergirl.
Shout out to you, Supergirl. Thank you for stopping in here.
M. Leezy says, yeah, the strap match, touch all 4 corners. We all know this is going to how this is going to end. The feud, it's not going to end the feud, and what it's going to lead to is probably going to be bad blood. Supergirl shout out again. Mike Feezy says, Sean, is your sweatshirt on the merch store? Yes, it is. Matter of fact, I'll post the merch store.
Go ahead and show that thing.
Precious mindset, man. Prosperous mindset, man. You got to have a prosperous mindset. Check that out, man. Appreciate that.
That is dope. I like that.
Thank you, brother. That's the second time you complimented my merch, man. I do all my merch myself. I appreciate you, Jess. And I appreciate you, Mike Feezy. Okay. McKinney says, predictability is like a child's music box. By the way, McKinney is very theoretical. So here we go. Predictability is like a child's music box. You know it's going to play pop. Goes the weasel. You know the clown is going to pop out. But you don't know on what note. So if you pop, it works. I like that.
Well, I'll be damned.
I like that. I like that. That was pretty good. That was good. Clown says, no, Randy will be the one who eventually turns. Lunatic says, Sean Conrad and Jess, I think Randy Orton, after he loses to Gunther, turns heel and either attacks boring Cody and Bash in Berlin or SmackDown.
Yo, why you keep calling him boring? Come on, man. I'm tired of the Cody slander, dude. You heard Conrad. It's not this boy's fault. This guy is the champ. Show some damn respect. This is not cool.
Hashtag draft from Pro Wrestling Shoe from Jesse, of course. M. Leezy says, plus, do we look at the fact Kevin Owens' contract has 6 months left? Touche, but I think he'll resign.
Can I counter that?
Of course.
I think AEW could really use a Kevin Steen right now. I really do. I was excited the first time his contract came up. I was like, oh, is business about to pick? I'm a huge Kevin Owens fan. But I'm an even more huge fan of Kevin Steen. Kevin Steen going into AEW, I think just works, man. But respect to whatever he wants to do. I'm just saying, like, you gonna stay and not do anything in WWE, or are you gonna come over and possibly get some top of the line matches and then cut the best promo? Are you familiar with Kevin Owens promos, Kevin Steen promos back in ROH?
From back in the day, oh yeah.
He was so entertaining, man. Like, that dude cracks me up. I don't know. I would personally like to see him in AEW because I think that he just fits the mold. He's friends with the young Ducks too, so I mean, not like you wouldn't be able to get that easy.
Yo, Jess, this dude Lunatic, he hates Cody, bro.
He does. He's in my chat every week.
I know. That's what's up. Yeah. All right, guys, let's jump into this thing, man. Yo, the most intriguing match of the evening: CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. A lot of people have had a little bit of second thoughts about the fact that it's a strap match, a traditional version, the old NWA version where you have to touch all 4 corners. Even if you go back to fairly recent history, even though it's going back almost 20 years ago, where we're talking about Eddie Guerrero versus JBL. Eddie Guerrero, God rest his soul, lost his title in controversial fashion. in a strap match to JBL, which started his never-ending SmackDown Championship reign that ended up going until WrestleMania 21. First of all, Conrad, how do you feel about the strap match provision? And then from there, give us your prediction on the match.
I don't like the four corners thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I'm about to get real NWA WCW-esque with this here. I would rather see the strap match be that you're just tethered together and you need to stay tethered together throughout the match. But WWE likes to do the four corner touching thing. It's always the one, and then there's another guy who's like, shh, one. I'm like, I know you hear these people counting, bro. I know you hear them. And the ref's like 1, 1, 2, 2, 3. They always do it like that. So I'm not a big fan of the touching four corners, but I do think that you could do something vicious in this match. WWE's not really big on allowing people to bleed as much these days. So why not just have it be a strap match, and they could beat each other badly if they wanted to in that one and get all the visuals that they want out of it. So I'm with it. I'm happy. Give me Punk for the win.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Jesse, the floor is yours, my man.
Should have been a dog collar match. They dropped the ball.
Okay.
Should have been a dog collar match.
Okay.
I'm just saying, man, like after the match that they had, they meaning MJF and CM Punk, pronouns, pal. I think CM Punk would want to capitalize on it. And they are getting a little better about blood. They're allowing some people to bleed and do that thing. I'm curious to see what happens when we go to Netflix. I'm curious to see.
Ramping up the violence, you mean?
I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to see, because like a lot of people are thinking, like the celebration between Lita and Edge. I don't want to see that. I want to see more blood. I want to see violence.
Right.
I want to see brutality. That's what I want to see.
Colorful language doesn't hurt. Colorful language in wrestling doesn't hurt.
That too.
Yeah.
Inject it all into my veins. That's what I want. That's what I want from my WWE.
Right.
I'm used to like a Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, Crimson Mask. You know what I mean? Like, bring that back, dude. Let these guys, if they can do it in a safe manner, I'm good with it. And I think CM Punk could work that style of match good. I'm with you guys, though. I'm not a fan of the touching four corners. That's boring. We should have just strapped the strap on. That pause.
Play.
Pause.
Pause.
Super Holy. Pause. I can't even.
Put the strap in the match.
Pause.
Put the strap in the match.
Crap.
We're getting a little X-rated now. Okay, I'm getting too excited about
There
Netflix.
you go.
What's
There you
going
go.
on,
That's
you know
all
what I'm
good.
saying?
Holy crap.
Put the strap in this match and just let them beat the hell out of each other.
Right.
We don't need the four corners.
Right.
Like, I want to see violence. That's what I want to see.
Gabe brought up Triple H and Rock back in 2000 and back in '99. That was a strap match with no four corners.
Yes.
Fully
That's what
loaded.
I mean. Like, just let them beat each other, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I want. Like, that's all I want out of this match. I love
you
this
guys
stat,
are going
man.
in,
Yo,
bro. You guys are going in. Emily,
that's a clip. Somebody got to clip that. That's great.
Emily, be fresh. Behave yourselves.
The strapidation, dude, in the Yappa Pie strap.
Let's not extrapolate too much. Okay.
Mike says, "Wow, that's what she said." Oh man. Anyway, yeah. Enough of the X-rated talk. Seriously, let's just get some violence in this match. That's all I really care about. I think the touching four corners is corny. It always has been. It's always been boring. They do the same thing with the blindfold match, right? Touching four corners, isn't that?
No. Any match where you're like tethered together, they've always made it where you gotta like touch the four corners, drag your opponent after you've beaten them down.
I will say this though, because I referenced it. I do want to say this. Though we're not, all three of us agree we're not really fans of the four corners. Eddie and JBL did have a great match in 2004.
Yeah.
That's just, my 2 cents on that. And the finish was pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie.
And even with the four corners stipulation, they've had really good matches with that. I'm just saying, like, I just don't like that.
I feel you.
Just bring the pinfall back, and it should all be about the weapon that they're holding. You know what I mean? Like that's all that it needs to be about.
I feel the same way. Like I don't like Escape the Cage. I think someone mentioned it in the chat before. Like,
no.
I'm so damn scarred now. I don't even want to say strap in this chat anymore.
No, you're good. You're good. We're having fun, but I'm having a serious moment with Conrad right now. You don't like Escape the Cage?
No, I don't like either. Escape the Cage because why are you running from the person? You guys are supposed to be locked down in here. I want it where you have nowhere to go.
That's what heels do. That's perfect.
Right, but the heel could cheat to win in a cage match too.
But, no, they can't.
Yes, he can. Ric Flair could pull out a brass knucks from his tights and use it. Oh, you dirty. You couldn't beat him straight up. It doesn't matter. And the cage match should be where it's going to get bloody. You're getting thrown against the cage. You can't get out. That's the key. Like, that's what you wanted to see the match for. There's no interference. All the stuff that's happened to build up to that, it can't happen now.
I am devastated that a person I respect that much has such a bogus stance on this subject. Escape the Page. Escape the Page. I got you, Jess.
I'm with him.
Escape the Cage is one of the most iconic features in wrestling history. Paul Orndorff, I'm old, guys. 38 years old. Don't judge me. I'm old. It is what it is. I love it. Paul Orndorff, Hulk Hogan hit the ground at the same time. Bret Hart, Owen Hart. Owen Hart's feet got tangled in the cage. Bret was able to jump down. That is classic stuff. Go ahead, Jesse.
No, I was just saying, I'm with Conrad. I'm an NWA, WCW guy, and they didn't really do the Escape the Cage stuff back in the day. Not on that company anyway. It was more about just beating each other down. Like, you're locked in there. I'm with Conrad. You're locked in there. There's nowhere to go. Cage match was a stipulation that you put on people that always had interference involved. We got a cage match coming up at All Out. It's going to be good. Swerve Strickland, Adam Hangman Page, one of the best feuds in AEW history. It's going to be great. So, and that was what it was all about. Yo, chill, guys. You got to chill. Hey, but for real, though, clip that. Send it to me.
I got you.
That's definitely going on my channel.
So who wins? Who wins?
CM Punk. No. You got to have part 3.
Okay. And Bad Blood is coming. Bad Blood is coming, right?
Hell in a Cell.
Sean, that's why M. Leesy's my guy. He said, I like the Escape the Cage. I'm used to old school. There you go. Keeping it old skeezy.
Old skeezy is you can't get out.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
So I assume you feel the same way, Jesse. I prefer Hell in a Cell over a cage match. Like, that means more to me. When I hear cage match, I'm like, oh, you can escape. You could do that on Raw, then that's fine. Whatever.
The same way every time I play that in WWE 2K as well. Get that cage match out of the game. Ain't gonna do
across the top.
Yeah.
Touche. So Conrad, who wins?
Pause.
Punk.
Yeah, you guys are. Yeah. Conrad, who wins?
CM Punk, all the way. You got to have the rematch at Bad Blood. I'm calling Hell in a Cell now.
There's no
other way.
I'm playing mathematics, Conrad. I'm saying CM Punk wins for the same reason you guys are. We're talking about Bad Blood. They're really putting a lot of sauce on the Bad Blood promos, so they're going to probably try and knock it out the box. And you have to think Hell in a Cell has to be a part of it. So
yeah, they're laying those promos on thick now that you mention it. Like Cody. In every single one of those vignettes, I'm like, all right, guys, we know it's in Atlanta. Like, I'm not even going to Atlanta. I know where it is now. I'm like, okay, I got it.
They did a press conference a while back. CM Punk was like calling out a fan because they're like, the first match with you and Drew got to be Hell in a Cell. He's like, I'm sure glad you're not booking things. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because you already know that's got to be the trio. Got to be that third match, bro.
That's the ender, because you want to make WWE's going to try and make those matches feel important again. And I think get rid of the gimmick pay-per-views. You use it when the gimmick calls for it, not because it's that time of the month. And we're going to, I think even War Games a little bit. You may want to let's ease back from this.
No. Do not go back to traditional 4-on-4s. Please don't ever do that again. War Games needs to stay.
Sean, hit him with some of the best survivors to series teams, the Visionaries.
I'm with you. Are we, Jess? Are you trying to say? Because I got you, Conrad. You're saying that War Games is what you like about Survivor Series?
Oh yes, 100%. I hate Survivor Series. It's the worst of the 4 pay-per-views because it's all about 4-on-4.
I can't let you roll. I can't let you roll yet because I just want to debate. Go ahead.
One thing that I did like about the old Survivor Series was when they did it back in like, what was it, like 89 or 90? I can't remember, but they had heels versus good guys, right? And each member of the team, whoever won their respective matches throughout the night, they would go on to the grand finale. Mm-hmm. And then it could be like 10 people versus 2, babyface victors at the end. I actually liked that. But once they just went to like, here's SmackDown versus Raw, guys, like, get out of here. Like, I'm done with this. I went to one of those Survivor Series, Sean. Lame.
Survivor Series elimination matches
lame
are literally the greatest thing about Thanksgiving that besides turkey. When I saw the Visionaries versus the Vipers, the Teamsters versus the Bad Guys, the Hulkamaniacs versus the Natural Disasters.
Every single one of those names, corny, bro.
Oh my God! What?
Listen to what you're saying. It matches the match type you're trying to defend.
It is historic. It is nostalgic. It hits me right here.
I just wanted to see if you were feeling better.
I am feeling better. Thank you. I am feeling better. Yo, for me, elimination matches make it dope, right? Like, why would you take something historic away? Like, to me, it's like you're okay, so everybody now all of a sudden War Games is going to be the historically significant match of Survivor Series. Okay, I'm not mad at War Games, but it's like the elimination part was the cool part, right? I want to see Roman Reigns. Come back from 4-1 and win the whole thing.
Would you be opposed to like them changing the rules of War Games to where it was elimination once everybody got in the ring, then it could turn to elimination? I think that would be kind of cool.
See, now you're diving into a catchphrase that we have coined on Clash of the Podcast, which is that sounds like a good idea. You know what that means.
Well, listen.
That is a fantastic idea, but they would never do that because they're idiots over there, and they should do it. And elimination War Games would be awesome.
Yo, so for me, my Thanksgiving was always Fall Brawl. So keep that in mind. So that's my argument. My Thanksgiving was Fall Brawl. Like when I think of Thanksgiving, literally on Thanksgiving, I go and watch old War Games matches. Like that's like my tradition. I love, and now that I have like the network or Peacock,
yeah,
I get to go and watch those and relive all that stuff.
That's dope.
So that was my favorite style of match back in the day because it was just different. I liked it. It was chaotic. It was fun, but I can't get with, bro. I can't even get with trios matches. The trios division in AEW is the worst thing that has ever happened to professional wrestling and tag team wrestling in that company. I hate trios matches.
You sound like our guy Derek, man.
Derek's my boy on that. He's 100% right.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Elimination matches sound dope to me. It feels nostalgic to me. I think they watered it down, and I think that's why they ventured away from it. But to put this subject to bed, elimination War Games match would be the best thing I ever saw if they ever did that.
You can also make people, I think, in those matches easier by telling a story. Form a new tag team. We're the final two. Hey, we're pretty good together. We should be a tag team.
Marty Jannetty and the 1-2-3 Kid.
Goodness gracious. You could even have three members of your team get eliminated, and Paul White's the only one left. And whoa, he just boom, choke slam 2 guys down, and he survives everybody. You could have it be Paul White's the only one left, and there's another giant on the other side, and he takes him down. There's stories you could tell within the match. It's just how do you do it? And I think we had so many over a period of time that it was like, oh, we've seen this. But you could bring it back, I think.
Or you could have miserable Hulk Hogan almost be half dead in the corner, but somehow still come back and win the freaking match. You know, looking back on those matches as an adult, that particular, the Hulkamaniac matches I'm talking about. Oh man,
almost got it.
Oh man, you almost but I'm
hey, looking back on those matches, yeah. Yeah, they're lame.
No, not across the board, but the Hulkamaniac matches, like every time it's like Hogan's down 1-3, and it's like, oh, it's over for Hogan, and here he comes.
They let Tito Santana win a match so that Hogan could survive. So one person got eliminated because there were like 8 heels. They're like, we're not going to beat anybody.
Fun fact:
are you serious?
When WWE was still on pay-per-view and they announced Survivor Series and everybody was excited about it, that's the one pay-per-view that I refused to order out of the major for.
Do you remember when it disappeared in like I want to say 09, 08? Do you remember that? That was like a headline on the wrestling sites.
You know why? Because I didn't care about it. So if it was gone, I didn't notice.
Well, you better thank me, because I was like, no, you will bring this show back. It is a tradition in this company.
And they did.
And now they're venturing further and further. Now they're venturing further and further away from Thanksgiving Day. Before it was Thanksgiving, then it was Thanksgiving Eve, then it was a Sunday before Thanksgiving. Now it's a Sunday after Thanksgiving. It's like, okay, I see where this is going. You guys are breaking away from Thanksgiving completely.
They're breaking away from all traditions. Royal Rumble's about to be in February.
It's ridiculous.
That sucks.
Ridiculous.
Royal Rumble is so my birthday's in January, and Royal Rumble was always like the number one pay-per-view that I had. That was my birthday present every single year.
Nice.
For my parents. Like, what do you want for your birthday? Royal Rumble every year. Like, that was my thing. So now that it's not in January, and I know like my birthday is actually at the beginning of January, Royal Rumble's usually at the end. But now that it's completely out of January, it's like, dude, why?
I can hear it now. Colonel Mustafa, Rick the Mono Martel, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, the British Bulldog.
By the way, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty's problems started at the Survivor Series.
It was Marty's fault. I mean, what are we gonna say?
Clown says if they do a 4-on-4 traditional this year, it's going to be Wyatt 6 versus American Me. Not bad.
Yeah, that's another thing. Why couldn't they mix the best of both worlds? If it's Survivor Series, why don't you do your traditional style elimination match, and then you have War Games? Like, now you're honoring both Fall Brawl and Survivor Series.
That sounds like
okay with that.
That sounds like a good idea.
That's right. That's a perfect. That sounds.
You know what that means. See, this is the problem I have with you, Jesse. I've had this problem with you for a long time now. You say things that make sense, but somehow you think that when it enters from your brain through your mouth, out through your mouth, and over these airwaves, that WWE thinks logically the way you do. Bro. See, WWE. No, let me finish. WWE doesn't give a crap about what you want. Doesn't give a crap about what I want, Conrad wants, and your chat wants. Some knucklehead, and I'm being very PG when I say knucklehead because I want to say something a lot worse. Some knucklehead says, "Hey, this story, this storybook, legendary. Let's call a spade, legendary match that we came up with. This thing that was Mega Powers versus Mega Bucks. That was, like I said, Teamsters versus the Bad Guys, Hulkamaniacs versus the $1 Million Team. Let's just wipe that out. Let's just act like it never happened. That sounds like a good idea. Let's do that."
Yo, Triple H cooked with that one. I'm not gonna lie. Get rid of it. We don't need it. Bring in War Games.
Makes me sick. Makes me sick.
Well, Triple H is a good friend of mine, man, and I know that he cares about you, Sean Hubbard. And he would want you to know that Jey Uso is in one of the hottest bloodline story feuds that they've ever done. Civil War in the best Survivor Series style match that we're gonna get. War Games.
Conrad, take over, please. Conrad, take over.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley loves us, and it's very important.
You say him by his government name, Paul Levesque.
Well, there's a couple of names I want to call him. Trust me.
Listen, going back to that American Made comment, as long as Jesse gets them to finally come out to Hogan's WCW theme, Just added it for Jesse. He sings it all the time to James, bro. I crack up when he does
American man.
Yes.
One time, just have Jimmy Hart out there with the megaphone. That's right, baby. Chad Gable, baby. Suplex him. Suplex him.
It would work too because that's their name. Yeah.
And they love a cheerleader. Jimmy Hart be there. Peggy Sue's here too. Like you can do it. It's right there,
dude.
All right, Peter Sherry.
Fun fact: who was Peggy Sue?
Sherry Martel. All right.
There you go. There you go. All right, guys, let's transition, man, because we're having a good time, but it is getting late, and I want to jump into this because I think it's important. So we're going to agree that Bash in Berlin is going to be pretty good. We'll see how it plays out. But one show that was amazing.
Wait a minute. Did we agree on that?
It's going to be okay. It's going to be pretty good. Okay, moderate.
Yeah.
I won't go as far as say bad because any show that has Drew versus CM Punk on it, I'm not going to say it's going to be bad. And there's potential for others. Do I think they're going to live up to the potential? No. But we'll see.
I'm excited for the crowd.
I don't think Triple H has there been a bad PLE to you guys this year?
No.
They're all solid.
On both sides.
Right. Well, look, one thing we can all agree on, I think we already have seen the pay-per-view of the summer. I think we've already seen the pay-per-view of the summer. It's either one of two. It's either SummerSlam or it was All In.
No, it was All In.
Yeah, because All In cooked, bro.
Yeah, no, All In was phenomenal. I had such a blast watching that show, man.
Yeah, go.
Listen, man, I just love the changes that this company is making.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like when Conrad says, like, you can't tell me that they're not listening. I can't, and I tell him that. Have I not told you that, Conrad? Like, listen, I got nothing. I can't say much negative about AEW. Is there some things that I would like fantasy book better in my mind? Of course. Same with WWE, right? Same with you, Sean. Like, we could all think of probably better ideas that we would prefer see on TV. And I'll tell you, one of them is Jack freaking Perry. Get him out of here.
Exactly.
But All In, like everything that they did with this pay-per-view was great. I loved it, man. Like from start to finish, even the worst of matches on the card. They were still like something about them that was like, hey, that was cool. You know, for 10 matches, it's hard. It's not easy to do.
Right.
I'll tell you that much. You know what I mean? That's why I said like WWE doing 5 matches. If they can make 5 matches work and it's working for them, by all means, just keep it 5 matches. Because if you go any more than that, you run the risk of not performing up to the hype, in my opinion. But
let's stay on that for 2 seconds because I love you going there because it leads to a tremendous segue, which is we look at the Bash in Berlin card. Okay, we know that they pretty much have an unlimited time frame of how long they can run their pay-per-views. It's not ridiculous, like they can't run for 5 hours, but they certainly can go longer than 3, right? So okay, is there not anything else you could have come up with to add some more spice, some more luster to this pay-per-view? Because you're looking at it from outside, you're like, wow, like seems kind of lazy to me.
They have sponsors to live up to. Like it once again, like I'm not gonna say anything negative about how WWE runs their shows because I get it. Like I'm in the money making business. I'm not in the spending money business.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what I am. And if I'm making money off of sponsors, bro, I'm showing dude wipes all over my program. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is. Like, if they're paying me money, I'm going to honor that. And not only that, WWE comes up with some phenomenal like the promo packages. They're top notch and they pay people to come up with those and showcase those. So they're going to use them. You know, that is where they're spending money, is in their production. It's a whole different show. Like that's what I chalk it up to. Like AEW, WWE, whole different show. I loved how AEW was like, hey, we got 10 matches, but hey, as soon as you hear that 3 count, we're going to show a graphic right now that shows you what's coming up next. I loved that. I was like, wow, this is change. This is different. This is something that I like to see. Dynamite, same thing. You can't tell me that it's just pure wrestling on Dynamite anymore. They are very much entertainment on Dynamite. And they have the segments to prove it. They have the promo packages to prove it. They have made the change that fans were crying about.
Yeah.
So to the fans that continue to say, "Oh, there's no story, there's no promo packages." No, they have all of that. You just have to watch the show.
I'm going to throw it to Conrad. Before I do, I want to say I think you and I, Jesse, are prime examples of what Conrad has been preaching for years that I've known him, which is the fact that anybody can change. Because there was a time that you would have never heard me say one good word about WWE, and there's a time that it was close to where I didn't think you could say a good word about AEW. And now you're respecting and seeing the good parts about AEW. I'm respecting and seeing the good parts about WWE. So, Conrad was on the money. And with that, I want to throw it to Conrad because we're talking about AEW winning the summer. Would you agree?
Yeah, I've been telling Jesse, I can't remember the time frame when it switched. I think when Dynamite switched their graphics to this new Doritos, I think Jesse dubbed it that. I can't remember if he said it or someone else did. That Doritos
Doritos looking logo.
Yeah, that as soon as they switched that logo, I felt a change in Dynamite. I think Tony was like, "No, we're not doing this like this anymore. We're going to start focusing on stories, production. I want changes. I want cameras different for each of the matches. We're going to focus on telling a story with certain people." And now it's like, you got a long-term story, you have a middle long-term story. Tony Storm and Mariah May, that was your long-term story this year. You had Swerve and Danielson, they worked on it for a month, but MJF and Ospreay was 3 months. So you have something there with the storytelling, and I agree. And it makes me happy to hear you both happy about the opposite products, because me and Sean were sour on WWE, and I think we still are on certain aspects of it.
Yes.
But like I said, I'm not going to lie to you, though. I think Monday Night Raw is the best WWE show. Now, do I like 3 hours? No. I will always say go back to 2. I promise you, I will. I got my flag planted with that. But I like it. I think NXT is better than SmackDown.
Right.
I'll give it that. But Dynamite is still the flagship show. I enjoy Collision most of the weeks. I think Collision's great. Do I wish I had more storytelling in it? Absolutely. But they are building to 1 or 2 of the matches. They're also offering storytelling. Who remembers Thunder Rosa and Deonna Purrazzo? I've been screaming for months. The women's division is the best it's ever been. And I don't know if WWE can hold them down. I think in totality, does WWE have great women talent? Yes, but they're all spread out, because they're trying to make those shows feel important when they need a big match. It's just funny when you put it all together. So, if you haven't watched, watch it. Both shows.
Can I get real for a minute?
Please.
I've been on this preaching kick, man, and it's, professional wrestling needs more wrestling fans. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, you may see a lot of us around in our community, right? It's never going to be enough. So why drive away other potential wrestling fans that could come into the community and start enjoying a product, whether it be WWE, AEW, while pushing a narrative that is strictly your opinion?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's your opinion. So using your platform to drive a narrative, you guys know who I'm talking about, right? There's a lot of them out there. Both sides, WWE, AEW. They're terrible, terrible influencers on the professional wrestling community. Why I have started to get into AEW more, and trust me, Conrad knows, I've said bad things about AEW. I've said bad things about WWE. Mm-hmm. I've said bad things about AEW because I know AEW has the potential and has always had the potential to be a top company and a top player. And they have the money. We don't need that to go away, period. I will say right now, there is no awesome booking. I know, this is subjective, right? My opinion. There is no white hot WWE right now, had there not been for an AEW. There is not wrestlers getting paid as much as they're getting paid, had there not been an AEW.
Facts.
There are things that AEW provides to professional wrestling that need to stick around for years and years and years to come, because professional wrestling is good, and I think that people just need to enjoy the ride more. I mean, I get it. We all, we're podcasters. We get up on here. We do our fantasy booking. oh, it sucks that they didn't do this. It sucks that they didn't do that. If you learn to enjoy the ride more, I promise you, it's a lot smoother. It's not a bumpy road anymore, man. And that's where I've come to terms with both WWE and WCW. And guess what? The shows are getting better on both sides. I got second row tickets to Wrestle Dream.
That's awesome.
Best seats that I've ever had. And dude, and I've been to WrestleMania twice. This show, regardless of who's on the card, is going to stump everything that I've been to in professional wrestling because of the experience. Nice. And I'm excited. And it's pure pro wrestling. I will say I'd much rather buy a pay-per-view ticket to AEW than WWE, because if you're going there for pro wrestling, you know what you're getting for AEW. Mm-hmm. But the two shouldn't be compared because they're two completely different shows, in my opinion. And that's what I've been saying all night tonight, is that WWE provides that entertainment factor. They got the promo packages that are really, really good. AEW is performing wrestling in a way that you haven't seen on TV in many, many years. And they're elevating their game show after show. So just think about that for a little bit when you're out there, on your Twitter machines, running your mouths about something you know nothing about when it comes to the business, right? Because we don't work there. We're fans at the end of the day. And when you run your mouth like that saying, AEW had sold 50,000 tickets to All In, that's trash compared to a SummerSlam, or that's trash compared to a WrestleMania, you just drove away potential viewers to professional wrestling.
For no reason.
For no reason. Over a crowd that was still white hot. 50,000 tickets, guys, is a W, regardless of what it is. You sell 50,000 tickets, that's a win in my book.
Yep. Conrad, I can tell you guys something. Go, man.
No, I was just bringing it up to the chat again. I was using my classic 1989 WCW. I heard this the other day. I'm going to give credit to the guys at Voices of Pro Wrestling, JD and Mike. I think JD had brought it up, and it was interesting. The Ricky Steamboat, Ric Flair. I mentioned it with you, Sean, already. Mm-hmm. And, okay, that was the hottest feud going on at the time. And what was WWF doing? Zeus and Macho Man versus Hulk Hogan and Brother Brutus Beefcake. No. That match sounds garbage. But who was drawing more people? Right. WWF. It didn't matter what you did. And I feel like AEW's in that crux right now, and it's kind of, you can't let that beat you down. Like, I hear people crowing about the ratings. I don't care about this dated system that we're using, like, oh, this is all that matters. Who cares? Dude, WWE doesn't care. They're going to Netflix. You know how many more people are going to be able to watch this just by picking up their phone, a remote, and go, there we go, it's on. Let's watch it. And that's it. It changes how we watch television. This isn't 1999, Sean, where we go and pick up USA Today in our classroom and we're like, man, 7.1, amazing, dude. Does the booking really matter? That's what I'm saying. Is Triple H a better booker than Tony Khan? Is Tony Khan an awful booker? It's going to be what it's going to be. They're going to put on their shows. They're going to do some things. Can we always make suggestions? Sure. I would do this. I like this. That's what we're here for. That's why you guys are listening to us, and that's why we're saying your comments up here. We're fans, and this is why I would say support the fan podcast. Don't support ones that are grifting, driving those narratives that Jesse are talking about. Every week. Let me guess who thought AEW sucked this week. Let me guess. I bet you I could tell you who, especially out of the main ones. So none of that stuff matters. Just your opinion and how do they do it. I'm curious to know, how do you think they get out of this rut, or do you think it's just going to be something that's always on AEW now at this point? Like, how do they get out of this? Is it the new TV deal and then people believe again? Ratings go up because they've changed stuff. Like Jesse said,
I think they keep doing what they're doing right now, and people will come along and see. Keep putting on banger show after banger show. Give me some good dynamites. The audience will grow in time. It will. This company is only 5 years old, guys. That's crazy to think about. That we're talking about. You're comparing apples to oranges at the end of the day, right? Of course, AEW was selling tickets right then. You know why they were selling tickets in their boom period? Because WWE was trash. WWE sucked. There was a lot of things that they'd done wrong for years and years and years. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and tweet to my friend Mark.
Yeah, you know what? Don't do this.
We're going to stop watching. It's things like that that
And
drove
they did.
people to want a new company, period. You know what I mean? And we got the new company. I think the whole thing with CM Punk really hurt. That's my honest to God belief. The thing with CM Punk, the narrative's drawn,
Cody.
Dave Meltzer, Brian Alvarez, people like that sat there and spread news thinking, oh, the Young Bucks sell all these tickets. Do they? Where are they at? You know what I mean? I'm not seeing too many Wrestle Dream tickets move right now. They've been on sale for almost a month, Conrad. How long has it been?
A month.
Almost a month? They still got tons of floor tickets. I'll tell you what's sold out right now. Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, coming to Seattle, Portland, same area, 1 month before Wrestle Dream, at a much, much higher ticket price. A ridiculous amount. I paid, I'm going to be fully transparent. I paid $500 for a second row ticket to Wrestle Dream. To WWE, that's a steal.
You're going to pay a stack to sit front row.
That's a steal. And I'm going to get better wrestling. I'm going to get, I don't know, a better experience live. Now is, subjective. I'll say that, subjective. You like WWE more? Great. But look, Dave Meltzer, Brian Alvarez really screwed this up with CM Punk. Reporting all the things that they reported. Sean Ross Sapp didn't help. I mean, I understand it's their jobs, but at the same time, in them thinking that they were trashing one person and bringing down his career, all they did was trash an entire company and bring that down to make it undesirable anymore. Because where's CM Punk now, guys?
On top of the world in WWE.
He's living his best life.
I want to transition. I wasn't going to go here tonight, but my distaste for Paul Levesque and his business practices. No, I'm serious. I wasn't going to go here, but I think it's time because your transparency has inspired me, right? So I don't think I've even broken it this far down, even on the Clash, Conrad and Jess. So let me do it right now. Triple H, nobody knows more about being held down in your career than him. I will never discount what I'm sure was a very trying time in that man's professional wrestling life in 1995 and 1996, especially. I'll never discount that. I will always be indebted to him as a fan for his perseverance as it relates from getting through 95 and 96. Bear with me, Conrad. Through 95 and 96 and getting to 97, which is when he broke out and became who we know him to be today, right? Did he have some help along the way? Did it help that he was friends with Shawn Michaels? Absolutely. Did it help that he was riding with Diesel and Shawn and and Razor in their van and going from town to town and Sean Waltman? Yes. But he did persevere. I'm not going to talk about, well, I am going to talk about, but I'm not going to focus on his alleged, because I wasn't there, inconsistencies and discrepancies as it relates to his loyalty to China, his subsequent relationship with Stephanie McMahon, and all these factors that could have led him to where he ended up being, because I am going to focus strictly on 1996 and him wrestling in slop against Henry Godwinn because he was paying the price for what happened at Madison Square Garden in May of 1996. I will respect him for that. So when you fast forward 30 years to now, you're in charge of the company. And you now have an opportunity to make sure that nothing like what happened to you happens again to someone else. to me, I feel like he's dropped the ball in that regard. I feel like he has, for lack of better terms, for what we say in the hood, I think he's forgotten where he's come from. I think Paul Levesque, as a man, has forgotten where he comes from. He's forgotten what it's like to tie up your bootstraps and crawl and scratch your way to being somebody in this industry. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Resumes matter. There have been people who have lived and died in this industry who have never been world champions, who have never been singles champions, who deserved it. And I know that when they took their last breath, it bothered them that they didn't get that opportunity when they know in their heart that they deserved it. It is so hard, gentlemen. And if you notice, I'm a lot calmer when I talk about this than I was months ago because I'm over it. But I think it's important for our viewers to understand my stance on this thing. It's so difficult to get over in this business. It's so difficult to be a leading merchandise seller and to get crowd responses and to get reactions and to have people chant your name. It's not easy. You can put the machine behind people and it doesn't work. Respectfully, Lex Luger, it didn't matter how many buses he rode on. It didn't matter how much,
The big dog.
The big dog, right? I mean, he got a belt, but it's all good. But it didn't matter how many Lex Expresses there were, and I'm saying this respectfully. It doesn't matter how much red, white, and blue they put on him. It wasn't working. And you know what? They said, but you know what? Bret Hart, he works. Bret Hart, he sells. Bret Hart, he's believable. Jey Uso, among others, deserve things to be on their resume. And my only stance is what it still is to this day. You can't underestimate the importance of what it means to a professional wrestler to have certain things on their resume when they know that they richly and truly deserve it. Is that fair?
I believe that Jey Uso does deserve it. I've never.
Right. No, I'm just talking about. I just wanted to give you my full breakdown of, and that's as real as it gets for me, bro.
But I'm gonna say right now, resumes don't matter.
Oh wow. Okay.
Because
all right,
we just got Ricochet in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
That boy is about to be in some top feuds.
Mm-hmm.
When you have somebody, once again, great to have AEW. When you have somebody like Tony Khan who sees the potential in you
mm-hmm.
and already knows where you could head, then the sky's the limit.
Mm-hmm.
So I personally, like, I don't believe.
Not to cut you off, Jesse. Because I want you to finish.
Okay.
Do you understand? This is the difference between me over the past year and me now.
Oh yeah, 100%.
What I'm there's rhyme and reason behind my distaste of the situation.
Right. No, I get it.
Right.
I get it. But I also look at Jey Uso as, yo, you're about to be pushed to the moon right now in this top storyline. You know what I mean? Like, is he going to be put back in a tag team?
Probably.
Now with the Penta and Phoenix possibly coming in. We don't know. It's rumors, right? Penta
Mm-hmm.
and Phoenix, Motor City Machine Guns. Yeah. We could need the Usos in that tag division.
Right.
I don't know about you, but I want to see the Usos versus Penta and Phoenix. That would be dope.
I'll take it a step further. The Usos never should have broke up in the first place.
I agree. But seeing Jey Uso live his best life now.
Is he though?
I think so.
He's all in.
Well, for titles, maybe not.
Okay.
But the dude is making some money. You can't
I'm sure
deny
his
that.
family. I'm sure his family's living. I'm sure they're eating very well.
This dude got wasted and went on a press conference with Cody friggin' Rhodes. You know
oh my God. Cody was drunk too.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
Libation.
They were having a great time. I go back and watch that press conference sometime. It's just fun to watch them have fun.
Yeah.
And then to see Triple H's reaction afterwards, like, that was great. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's cool for Jey Uso, man, because Jey Uso, even with Jimmy, they were always just the Usos. Am I wrong by saying that?
They were until, and I remember this because I was there. They were until the SmackDown after Money in the Bank 2020, whatever it was, when they beat Roman and Solo.
Right.
They got in the summer of 2023.
Yep.
They were hotter than fish grease.
Yeah.
Right.
They were considered one of the best tag teams in the world. Still are. I'd still consider them one of the best tag teams in the world.
Right.
When they had their match at WrestleMania 40, did you not think that this match was going to be the best match on the entire card out of both nights of WrestleMania?
And it turned out to,
Because I did.
Right.
You didn't think so, Connor? What did you think?
I think everyone was looking more forward to the Roman Cody. I think they had it. It was just like that's
story
a
wise.
conclusion.
Story wise,
yeah.
I'm talking work rate.
Well,
you want your 5-star matches?
Big meaty man slapping me.
You want your 30-minute classics?
They definitely put on though. They deserve night one main event. They did.
Yeah. So anyway, I remember telling my wife, like, yo, this is gonna steal the entire show when it comes to work rate. No, not at all. It was probably one of the worst matches of WrestleMania, arguably.
Yeah. I've told Sean, and I'm in the middle on this. I feel what Sean is saying. I totally get what he's saying, but I have never bought into any of this. Like I've been saying for a long time with the foregone conclusion is I'm like, Bloodline Civil War, Jimmy and Jay get back together. Here it comes, and like you said, now but guys, look, Jay, we there's not really a lot left to do with Jimmy. You gonna leave your brother stranded? No, you're gonna go back with him. And we got the Lucha Bros. We got Motor City Machine Guns. We can go work with New Day again. This is gonna be fun. Let's do it. You know,
it was just really important for me for you guys to understand. Obviously, Conrad being my tag team partner. Outside of Conrad, I work with you the most, Jess, and we've all become like it's like a family thing, bro. Like I thought it was very important for not just. But also for our viewers to know, like, Sean is not just mad that Jey Uso is not world champion because Sean likes to say yeet. There is real reasoning behind why I feel the way. This is Kurt Hennig. This is Ravishing Rick Rude. This is Scott Hall to me. That's what I wanted to be known. This means something to me. This, as an adult, this means Kurt Hennig taking that hammer and breaking Hulk Hogan's title on Saturday night's main event, and there never being a payoff. Looking back on that 30 years later, it pisses me off.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Sure.
If you had the option, okay, Jey Uso as world champion, or for WWE to have a thriving tag team division, which we haven't had in how many years now, guys?
Long time.
Ever? We're talking like Attitude Era, Golden Era. That's the last time that we had like a true good tag division. You know what I mean? Tons of tag teams that you could see being the guys.
Right.
What's the bigger picture?
The bigger picture is a thriving tag team division. But my counter would be you definitely over the past 12 months had the ability to do both.
I agree. I can get with that. I'm just talking about for future reference.
Right. No, I agree.
Like
I agree. Because but I think it's key though. I think it's key to remember, Jess, that I never thought that Jay should have a long world championship.
Oh no, yeah.
I just felt that he deserved to have that checked off his resume.
I'm gonna take it one step further. I still feel like he should be the world champion.
God bless you.
Before he go, I still think he's gonna. I'm gonna take it a step even further. I think he's the one to dethrone Gunther.
Wow.
Later on.
That gives me chills, bro. Wow.
Like later on. I know Conrad has no hope. I get it. Conrad, and maybe this boy's right because his WWE predictions, insane in his group, right? Like top of the list. But that's just me having wishful thinking,
right?
Because I'm with you, Sean. I'm with you, Sean. Jey Uso definitely deserves the title. I'm not straying away from that.
Right.
Dude's over, But then once again, you have narratives being pushed online,
right?
And apparently Triple H reads Twitter all the time. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's something that he looks at.
Right. So. That's to be debated. But
four moves a oos is what I'm hearing all over Twitter. And that sucks. You know what I mean?
It does. But you know what? As much as the 4 moves of oos, I've seen that crap too. But at the same time, I've seen a lot of yeets and a lot of yeet movements and a lot of and you
doesn't take away the star power.
But
Cody Rhodes himself does not have a huge moveset. I'm gonna go on and say that. As a matter of fact, he has the worst Cody cutter that I've ever seen. Ospreay out here making this boy look weak as hell. With the cut, I would say, if you knew Michael, a good friend of mine, and James, I was saying it to them, man. Like, bro, why is Ospreay got to come out here and do that move so damn clean, like Cody Rhodes?
He's the best in the world, yeah.
Cody Rhodes out here struggling, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you can't take away Cody's star power, just like you can't take away Jey Uso's star power. Stone Cold Steve Austin will be the first to tell you he don't have a big moveset.
The thing for me is that Conrad, you, Jess, and many others, shout out to Crystal, many others have just been trying to kind of talk me off the figurative ledge about this thing. And it's like, now I'm finally getting to a point where it's like it doesn't bother me anymore. Like as soon as Jey Uso announced himself in the Intercontinental Championship match and tournament, I said he's going to win the tournament and lose to Braun Breaker. Conrad, isn't that what I said? I said he's going to win the tournament and lose to Braun Breaker. I have zero hope that Jey Uso will be the next Intercontinental Champion.
I'm not going to lie to you. I thought about you when he was in the mid-air jumping on Monday. I was like, Sean called it. See ya.
Guaranteed the victory against, who was it? I forget. Against in a triple threat. I guaranteed a victory. I was like, Jey Uso is winning every match he fights in this tournament. I was like, I don't know if it's going to pay off at Bad Blood or a Monday Night Raw, but Jey Uso will, I guarantee you, Jey Uso will win the Intercontinental Tournament. And he's going to lose the Intercontinental match to Braun Breaker. I mean, that's terrible. There's so many ways, and I want to take 30 seconds and we're going to move on. There's so many ways this can get done and still the bloodline thing not get ruined. Have him win the belt, have him face Braun in a rematch, or back when he should have won the title at Backlash, have him win the match, have him lose the rematch because of the bloodline. Why is it written in stone that he cannot win because we're waiting for the bloodline storyline to develop in October? That's ridiculous.
That takes it back to the storyline with Gunther. So since you remember, I was like, yo, Gunther can't lose, right? Like so many stories in place. Or, I mean, Gunther can't win. Sorry, Gunther can't win right here. Something's got to happen because too many storylines in place with Damian Priest. They threw that out.
Right.
They threw it out. So your logic stands.
Because the future is solidified. This is why I don't think Jey Uso's getting it. Braun Breaker is being built up. Here's the thing. If they don't really have plans for you, I feel like the gimmick is you come in, right? Here, I'm going to give you a chef's hat. Get it over. Okay, I'm the cook. I throw pizzas, whatever it's going to be, right? You do that, and then they're like, okay, now we'll give you the cool gimmick and see if it works. Braun Breaker didn't come in like that. They saw something. He got the Roman Reigns treatment. It was like, I like this kid. He's muscly. He's got the look. He sounds like Scott Steiner. Yeah, you want a friend? Get a dog. And people are barking now. Have you noticed that when he pops up? You start hearing, hoo, 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 hoo. And I'm like, uh-oh, they got something here. And what are they calling him? Badass. They don't give you that name just because they think, oh, this kid's not going to be nothing. They want him to be something. Carmelo Hayes, they're moving past some of these guys. Gunther, they already know who they want in these top spots. These are the people replacing Seth and Roman. it's like a foregone conclusion. I don't think anyone's going to interrupt this. And the momentum train is so high. And I think their reward for Jay is you're in this main event angle. Like, let's ride this thing out. Sami Zayn, I keep coming back to that interview, Sean. He said Triple H's long-term plans are set. I don't know how to change his mind. Like, he's like, I don't know. If I go out there and I have an amazing match, do you care? No, maybe. You know? So.
Well, guys, I'm going to leave this up to you because I feel like we should all kind of like just kind of tie everything in together. Like, just give me, Jess, just give us like your state of wrestling right now. Like, clearly we're going into another big weekend, by the way. I'm really excited about the weekend ahead. We got Emergence with TNA tomorrow night, Bash in Berlin on Saturday. Next Saturday is All Out. We're coming off the heels of All In Wembley Stadium. And then obviously we're going down the road to Bad Blood and, whatever, Bound for Glory and Survive, whatever. Tell me where you think we are right now and how are you feeling about the future?
I think it's looking bright, personally. I'm excited for pro wrestling as a whole. WWE is white hot. AEW is doing some really good things. We got Bryan freaking Danielson as the champion, bro. Like, I'm biased. I'm going to give you biased opinions right now because I'm a Pacific Northwest boy. That's my heart. Him and Swerve, two Pacific Northwest guys, my dudes that I watched growing up their entire careers. They both main evented the biggest pay-per-view of the year so far.
Facts.
That is huge for us over here in the Pacific Northwest.
I love that for you guys.
I love that for us. Like, dude, I was emotional watching this. So, 50,000 tickets sold for All In. Bash in Berlin's going to be a hot crowd. You still got the build. You got Rock coming back at some point, right? Like, there's excitement in the air, man. Ricochet just, started a new venture over in AEW.
So happy for that guy.
So,
except for the fact he's gonna be away from his boo.
Maybe.
Oh,
he might be going to the AEW too. Who knows?
I like that take. Hot take right there.
But I'm just saying. Look, I'm just excited as a whole for professional wrestling right now. Like,
Amen.
The two mainstream companies are doing everything right now, except for Jack Perry. I hope he gets hurt in a bad way. Yeah.
Yo, that's the first mean.
Somebody had to say it.
That's the first mean-spirited thing I've ever heard you say, bro.
Hey, look, I don't wish injury on anybody, but Jack Perry.
But that
guy. Take you and your stupid-looking TNT title out of here.
Yeah, that TNT remake is disgusting.
Gross.
Disgusting.
Turned one of the most beautiful-looking titles into a pile of trash.
Ruined it. That's a fact. Conrad, talk to us, man.
I hope nobody gets hurt this upcoming weekend and moving forward in pro wrestling.
You would smile a little bit.
You're such a big softie.
You would smile.
No, I say that for all sports. I hate people getting hurt, man. It's like it's a hurt thing, man. But right now the state of pro wrestling is good, man. I want people to know this. It's okay for the Lucha Bros to leave AEW and go to WWE. It's fine. They did a lot of stuff over there. I don't want to hear they got treated bad. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear they didn't get opportunities. They were given opportunities. There were some people on that roster who would love to be in the spot the Lucha Bros were in. Motor City Machine Guns, I'm happy for them. They've been around a long time. They deserve to get their just due. Ricochet, I'm happy for him. He looked like he had a little extra bounce to him when he was out there. Like, yeah, I feel good. This is cool. Nigel McGuinness looked happy. Like, he was just like, man, they remembered me. I can't believe this. This is cool. Wrestling is cool, man. It's okay for people to go back and forth. I want people to go to TNA. I can't wait to see where Lashley, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin end up. New Japan, they could use some people too. Like, let's support some pro wrestling, support what you like what you like, and spread some love, man. That's about it.
That's what's up. Yeah, we're about to wrap this thing up. But before we go, we want to let everybody know that we have the contest coming up for Bound for Glory in October. This is a thank you to all y'all who have tuned in this evening to watch myself, Conrad, and Jesse talk pro wrestling. We appreciate you guys. And we are going to gift you guys the biggest pay-per-view in TNA history coming up on October 27th of this year. So we're actually in the process of doing our deliberations to figure out who is going to win the contest. Trying to figure out what we're going to decide or how we're going to do this thing. We can't give it to you, Jess. You're a host tonight, bro. We can't do it, but we definitely appreciate.
You know what? Screw TNA. No.
Yeah, that sounds like a real shoot promo right there.
But I'm excited to see what's going to happen. So with that being said, we are going to announce the winner of the contest because we're really thankful for everybody being here tonight. So with that being said, we are very happy to announce that the winner of the 2024 Clash of the Podcast Bound for Glory pay-per-view giveaway is none other than Mike Feezy. We want to congratulate you, Mike Feezy. I call you Mike Feezy. We call you Mike Feezy. His name is actually Mike Feezo. We appreciate you being here with us each and every week on Clash of the Podcast and being here tonight. We are very excited for you. Come October 27th, you will be locked in to watch Bound for, by God, Glory on Triller TV pay-per-view.
Mike, you got my DMs. Just go ahead and shoot me that code when you get it.
Well, if you choose to give away your winnings, that's up to you. That's up to you, Mike. That's your choice, man. But congratulations, Mike Feezy. Make sure you, if you're not already doing so, hit myself and or hit us both on Twitter so that we can, or Instagram, so we can DM you the information so you can cash in your code to watch Bound for Glory 2024. So with that being said, Brother Jesse, tell the people where they can find you and all your information, please.
Oh, man, you can find us over at the Pro Wrestling Shoot everywhere because branding matters.
Yes, sir.
Follow us on Twitter. That's where we're most active. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are on the road to 6K. Got an awesome interview dropping tomorrow if you like my faction, which I'm pretty sure you don't. But you can find some good information out about my faction tomorrow. 8 a.m. is the drop time, Pacific Standard Time. And then other than that, catch us every Tuesday live over on our channel talking some pro wrestling video games.
Yo, I gotta put Jesse on blast, man. Like, dude is such a good guy, man. Super humble and doing big things, and just continues to bless us with his time and energy on Clash. So we thank you for this, man. We do not count it as anything other than a blessing, man. So thank you very much. Nice play on words by the big, of course, man. Nice play on words by the brother Conrad, man. I'm going to read this, and I want you guys to put two and two together. This Monday night, Clash of the Podcast, regular edition, on Everything Pro Wrestling Channel, we have another surprise, and it's going to be out of this world. You guys do the math on that. You do the math on that. We're keeping the momentum going. Because tonight we were bound to give you something great. And then on Monday, it's going to be out of this world. You guys put the two and two together on that. With that being said, tag team partner Conrad, talk to the people. Let them know what it is.
It is good. Clash of the Podcast live every Monday, 6:05 Eastern Standard Time on the Everything Pro Wrestling YouTube channel. Be there, be square, show up. We usually start around 6:05 mothership time for old WCW. Also, catch me and Derek, AEW Dynamite reviews, 10:10 Eastern Standard Time. After Dynamite goes off the air, we talk a little AEW. And yeah, we try to get some more content up there. And yeah, I hope to see you all on Monday. Might be a surprise if you're in the chat. So come hang out.
And we are out
of time.
Oh my goodness. This show took a very corny turn, but I'm gonna give my brothers a pass on that one. Listen, man, my name is Sean Hubbard. Hubbard Wrestling Weekly, Hubbardonomics. We're up to the 15th episode coming out next week. really dope. Really enjoying putting those Hubbernomics episodes together. It's my take on the most recent editions or recent professional wrestling storylines with your favorite professional wrestlers in the current landscape of professional wrestling. Obviously, myself and Conrad are with you every Monday night on the EPW channel for Clash of the Podcast, 6:05 Eastern Standard Time, 3:05 Pacific. Make sure you check out Jesse every Tuesday night along with James for the Pro Wrestling Shoot. 5:05 or 5 p.m., I should say, West Coast, 8 o'clock East Coast. They're doing some amazing things over there. And again, just God bless. I want to thank everybody for the well wishes. As I'm getting over the flu, I'm getting back to my normal self, as you guys can see. It's a blessing, man. So with that being said, on behalf of our very special guest and good friend, the one and only Jesse, on behalf of my tag team partner, the one and only Conrad Cushman, my name is Sean Hubbard. We are Clash of the Podcast. God bless, be encouraged, and as always, remember, that thing called evil, it never prevails. Until next time, peace.